Welcome, everybody. Sarah, would you like to do roll call?
Of course. All right. I have Chair Tracy Stevens.
Present.
Donna Clark.
Present.
Heather Dale.
Present.
Lauren Davidson.
Present.
Jane Donnelly.
Present.
Jason Legree. Haley Hisa.
Present.
Chair, we do have quorum.
Thank you, Sarah. Jane, would you do the land acknowledgement for us this evening?
Yes, of course. As we gather, we would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Honoring the traditional territories of the Indigenous people is one of the 94 calls to action of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's report. To do this properly, we encourage everyone to learn more about the lands we call home, as we all have a role to play in reconciliation.
Thank you. Does anyone have conflict of interest to declare this evening? No, none noted. Sarah? And are we ready to move on? Okay, great. So we need to look at the minutes from the last board meeting. So I need a motion that the Renfrew Public Library Board approve the regular board meeting minutes from December the 16th, 2024. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And second? Clark, thank you. Great. All right, so we can move on to the financial statement.
We just need a vote that everyone approves.
Oh, thank you. So can we have a
As long
vote,
as there's
please?
no questions.
All in
I did have
favor?
an edit.
Okay, sure.
My name was misspelled.
Oh, thanks, Haley.
Sorry,
My first Y is missing.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
So it's H-A-Y, correct?
Y-L-E-Y.
L-E-Y, yes. Thank you.
I will update that for you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I like to
Thank
collect
you.
them.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we can
All right, so
vote.
all in favor? Thank you. Carried. All right, financial statement. So I do this first, correct, Sarah? Before we have it, before we talk about it?
So move.
Yeah, so we need to move that the Renfrew Public Library Board accept the December 24th financial statement as presented. And we need a first and second. Jane and Heather, thank you. And now we can. Question.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
This is the 12th month or the 13th month? Is this the updated, like the final one, or is this just like our regular, all the bills aren't in yet?
so it is the 12th, like we do have until the
it's a regular
31st.
12th. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not the 13th month.
No, and that
Okay,
explains
thank you.
why the revenues under federal government grant permit to what.
So it's not
We
the
will
final
have them,
one,
yeah.
It's the regular 12th month one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would explain like the postage, it hasn't
Been
come in yet.
reimbursed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you.
And all those 3 grants will all come in.
They will come in, yeah. Hopefully, I
Fingers
actually think we've received a couple and they just have to be moved into our account.
Okay, all right.
And what's the miscellaneous revenue?
Well, the 4,000 was the Canadian Federation of University Women. That was the astronomy program. Yeah, but when we used the money, so when we bought the books and we bought the equipment, it came out of our other lines, but that's where the money came from.
Can I just ask you, I don't know if you have this off the top of your head, but how much is the actual Trillium grant for? I know we got
For the doors?
49,000. Yes,
So
I should have sent you a.
yeah, that would be the large one, like that was pretty sure that's the 181 for the 3 entrances. I know that the 17,000
Okay,
was,
so that hasn't come in yet, right? So that's why.
no,
Okay.
we haven't had a
haven't.
final, we need a recognition event, and it actually has been postponed due
Okay.
to the upcoming election.
Okay,
So once that's all done, then it will be, oh yeah.
right,
then
okay,
it will-
so yeah, so I think we had 49,000 that we
There's a lot,
received.
yeah.
Okay,
And then I guess it's 188
It was the full amount,
The
yeah.
professional services.
The professional services.
The
It was
contracted
over
services.
100,000 for the 3 entrances.
Contracted
Right,
services.
but the Trillium grant was for
The
the
total.
full
The
amount?
total,
Oh, the
yeah.
total, okay,
Yeah.
great, that's good to know.
Yeah. The only kind of outside fee was when we did the landing at the end.
Right.
That wasn't covered by Trillium, but it was necessary, so
Okay. All right.
Was that like capital project?
I think it was put
Yes.
under capital, yeah.
Okay. I just had one other question. I just noticed that we didn't spend the full amount for books, which I thought was a little surprising.
So the reasoning behind that was we went over on our AV
Okay.
and we
alright,
went
so you just
over in
spent
other
some-
areas.
alright.
Yeah, we
So
we
you're balancing
definitely
all of
could,
it,
but we were
yeah.
just trying to balance it a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially when our books on CD, our
Right,
audiobooks, they come out of,
Books are.
yeah, they don't come out of our
Right.
books budget, but they're
Right.
very expensive, so.
Yeah. okay.
Anybody else have any thoughts or queries or questions?
You answered every single question.
I
Well
did my
done.
best.
I always do. Always do. Okay, so there's not, pardon me?
Marina?
Well, that's what I'm gonna ask Sarah. Now, do I have to read the motion again, or can you just go ahead and vote?
So as long as everybody is clear on what the motion is that's being discussed, you can just vote on it.
All right, so would you like me to read it again, or are we okay to vote? Okay, we're unanimously okay to vote. All right, so can we please have a vote on accepting that motion for financial statement? Carried. Thank you. I know, I'll get this right one day. All right. So presentations and reports, the library staff, Maggie. I love this part.
So, everything, when I'm looking at the stats, everything seems pretty much on par to last year. We're a little bit lower in our nonfiction, but that's going to be, we're reading a lot, and then we're going to be bringing in new nonfiction January and February. It's a project for Emily. And
A project for Emily?
yeah, Emily is the collections coordinator.
Yes.
So she's going to be helping with the weeding, and then we're going to be selecting a large amount of nonfiction.
Okay, how
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, well, we also had removed, we had weeded outdated titles that weren't being borrowed. So hopefully with the new items being added to the collection, the circ stats will be up for nonfiction. She's also doing that in the children's section as well. And she's made a graph of the amount of books in the collection, how often they're borrowed, and we're looking at that in order to see what needs to be weeded and updated. But it's hard with the children's collection because kids borrow animal books and everything so frequently. But yeah, so that is a project for this year. Our programs are pretty much on par. We're going to see a change just as Janet transitions into the children's coordinator role and as Madeline transitions into the adult programmer and teen role. So I feel like January and February this year might be a little low, and then we'll be back up to our regular usage statistics for March.
Understood?
Yeah.
All right, does anyone have any questions, comments, queries? No? Okay. All right, thanks, Maggie. And it's time for the library activity report. Always beautifully done.
Well, that's actually the team as well, because they send me their input, so.
Great team.
Yeah. So still working on policies. They've kind of been put to the side just while we're in the hiring process for all these new positions. Madeline starts February 3rd. We're excited to have her on board. And Jenna's been doing great in her new position. New Year's Eve at my FM Center was awesome. They had a huge crowd there. So it was great that the library could represent. And Jenna did a great story time and a craft. I leave tomorrow and Kelly leaves Wednesday for the super conference. So I'm really excited for that. It'll be great to take part in all the sessions and it'll really help with learning more about, say, the CEO role or management roles at libraries. So that'll be good. Working on the annual report. Kelly and I will work on that together, but that is something I'm starting in February. And yeah, I wanted to do a more in-depth, this is your library board, and interview everyone and kind of, I don't know if I sent you an example of, it's a newsletter for another library, but they feature their like different subjects each time they send it out. And one of them was their library board members. And I think that would be great that everyone got to know you all. And yeah, I think that would be good to see what we're up to.
Great.
Yeah. I had already put this together before we got the news that the February 7th recognition event is going to be postponed, but I'll let everyone know and we'll send an invite out and I'll call Donna just to see who can attend. It's just going to be a ceremony at the front doors for a photo opportunity and just some words to speak on the Ontario Trillium Foundation, their grant, as well as the Arts and Heritage and Culture Master Plan for the town. So Kelly will be leading that since she was part of both. I'm still looking into a reading retreat. I think that would be amazing. It would be fun. And we even have, I see all these things where people just go, and it's just a read-a-thon, but it's like a silent reading and just to hang out, and you don't necessarily have to be social, but you're still together. So I thought that would be interesting and try to get some community partners involved.
Can I just jump in there for a minute? Heather, do teachers still do a book cafe?
Or at least not a central note.
No? It was such an interesting concept, just something fun that might be something for you to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to get more information on that, Heather.
Yeah. Just might be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Our HVAC system is still down. We're waiting for the new thermostats. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. So it's either very hot or very cold at the library. Today it was very warm. Excuse me. So the window was open a crack. We've renewed our e-resource subscriptions and
Yay.
yes, they're popular. So we're trying to figure out how to optimize Hoopla without cutting back on patrons' abilities to borrow, because Kermode, it's for students or for children. If you log into a website, it tells you whether or not it's good content.
Okay.
And it's you can just open it on the computer as you're looking for information for reports and things like that. But yeah, so we're looking to see how we can continue to afford Hoopla, because it is a pay-per-use database as opposed to Libby where it's a set amount. We find that Hoopla is quite expensive, but a lot of people like it because there's no wait times. So
Anymore.
Yeah, we still have Canopy. It was part of the package.
Okay.
But it's not as popular as Libby and Hoopla. But we can use it for if we have an event where we feature some films or documentaries. It has the public performance rights, so we'll keep Canopy as well. Yeah, and then my little line thanking everyone for giving me a chance as acting CEO. It was fun and interesting, and I learned a lot.
Absolutely.
Tried my best.
Thrilled.
Well,
Thrilled to have
I'm
you.
excited to have Kelly back. Always, so that'll be good. And then Susan sent her retirement message. She's happy to be retired, but I think she'll miss her job very much and we'll miss her. So it's sad, but at the same time, I'm happy for her.
The gift was
The
very,
poster?
yes, that was really heartfelt and thoughtful.
So we gifted Susan the poster of the teddy bear drawing in the children's department with the plaque thanking her for her years of service. She has actually said that she will bring our bear back and have it on display in the children's department for a bit. She just wanted it at home for a while and then we'll put it back up. But yeah, she
That
really
was
loved
nice.
that. So pretty much all the children's programs went well, all the holiday programming. And were there any questions about the children's or the adult programming? No. We're hoping that Madeline can hit the ground running when she starts on February 3rd. But we will, Jen and I will also be supporting her as she moves into the role and helping with those programs that are already set to be happening while she's still learning the position. So that's exciting. And yeah, other than that, our social media is doing well. The holiday photos were so popular, and Jana said she had an amazing turnout.
Is that something that's easily offered again?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, and it is good for giving people in our community who might not be able to afford their own professional
Yes.
photos
Mhm.
access to holiday photography. So that's nice. And yeah, I think that's it for the update. Any questions? Does anyone want to borrow some park passes and go out in the park snowshoeing?
Not today.
Spread the word
It's
though.
pretty windy, so.
Is it popular during the summertime?
It is, yeah. Yeah, and our snowshoes and that are popular as well. They are out and people can borrow them. So it just needs to be a little more snow and less windy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other questions or comments or queries for Maggie? No? All right, so moving on to new business. And the first item is our OS, Ontario Library Service, OLS, Board Assembly meeting. So I'll just put this out here now. We need a motion that the Renfrew Public Library Board appoint additional members to the Strategic Planning Committee. So in order to chat about that, I need a mover and a seconder, please. Thank you, Jane. And Haley, thank you. Okay, so we need to have a chit chat about that. I don't know if the word appoint is actually the intention there. I know that's what we're doing, but it's actually an invitation, like who's wanting to help with that? And is there anybody else that would like to put their name forward that hasn't, perhaps? And if anyone else has had time to think about it, if anybody else wants to jump on board, I think the invitation's open. Is that correct, Sarah?
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
just
okay?
looking at the previous motion, what we had there. But
Yeah, and the word appoint just threw me off, but it could just be a formality.
we did at the December meeting, write that the Renfrew Public Library Board appoint Haley Heaslip, Jane Donnelly, Donna Clark, and Tracy Stevens to the Strategic Planning Committee, and to appoint additional members at the January meeting.
Okay, so the word appoint is being used as just confirm that those are the people that at present are happy to sit on that committee. Okay, all right, so the invitation is open if anybody else would like to jump on board with that. And I don't know all of the details of how this all unfolds, but I'm assuming that committee will at some point meet and determine who would chair it. I don't know. We're not in a hurry, right?
I guess the next step will, or the next agenda would.
Yes.
Determine that.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's true.
So would you have to appoint me, or would I just automatically be sitting on it?
Well, I think, did you
Because I
not
would
put your name in last
yeah,
time?
I would be
Is
sitting,
Maggie's name not on
but I don't
that,
know if
Sarah?
I don't know if it's members of the board.
Isn't it normally like collaboration of
Yes.
employees, members of
Yes.
board,
Yes.
and members of the community?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what you mentioned.
And wasn't there also supposed to be staff, library staff members?
Mhm, that's right, Lauren.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So where do we stand with all
So
of that?
tonight, like I am on that committee, but am I supposed to just, you are just actioning that you're appointing additional members, but we don't give the names tonight?
Well, I don't know
Because I
actually
haven't brought it to a staff
what,
meeting
I
yet.
don't understand the goal here.
Okay,
To be perfectly honest, I don't either. And can we just maybe leave that till next month when,
We can do an option to postpone.
on that one?
so then when I come next month, I would bring any staff members that would like to be a part of that committee?
That's how that works?
I think that's.
It sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'll just need to do a quick little motion, then just postpone this to the future.
Okay, so,
Future.
all right, so we're going to make a motion that we are going to postpone this to a next month or to a future date.
Whatever you prefer.
Okay,
Either
what
one.
do we prefer, everyone?
I think next month makes
Can
more
we go
sense
see-
because
Because
you're
we
running out
have
of time, so you have to have a.
And,
like,
and
we're doing
Kelly,
this.
Kelly will also be back and be able to
Yeah.
guide us
Have
through
your
this
staff meeting.
process.
Perfect.
Okay, so could we postpone it till February meeting then, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay, could you please read back what it's now saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
So that the Renfrew Public Library Board postpone appointing additional members to the Strategic Planning Committee until the February board meeting.
Perfect. All in favor?
Can I get a motion?
Oh,
or
we
is
need a
that-
motion first. Okay, motion. Haley and Heather.
Okay,
Thank you.
and then the full vote.
All in favor? Okay, carried.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks, Lauren.
Can I ask a question about that? I get that's passed, but should something be put out for community members if they would like to join as well?
I
When
think
you
that-
appoint?
That will definitely be part of the conversation. And
No,
Yeah, like,
Does
do we
that
need to
happen
have them at
now?
that meeting?
so that you can appoint them.
I
for the
think we
next
have a
meeting.
whole lot of logistics to go through, and we need Kelly's guidance about how to move forward with all of this.
So you might have this again at the February meeting, that, hey, we've met and we would like to invite people from the community. We might end up having this question again.
Yes.
Okay.
And on that note, I realized I even have, how do we have this conversation as part of the minutes? Sarah, can we just backtrack? Keep this conversation open?
Yeah, so you're looking to reopen this to further discuss it at this meeting?
Yes. Because we want to have this
Well,
conversation.
no, because like you are still postponing it, which is fine,
Yes,
but we want a plan of how it goes in place. We can have that without backtracking on that postponement, correct?
Yeah, so we've
Yeah.
approved the postponement,
Which is
but we
fine.
haven't closed the gap on the
Yeah,
whole
we can
motion
still
yet.
talk
so
okay, so we can still talk about it.
Yeah.
Great.
You're good to
Great.
talk.
You
Okay.
added, I just added it as a second
Okay, so
motion.
at the last meeting, we had, you saw the note, right, from Stephen Kraus. They can't help us until about April.
Okay.
Right? So we have some time in that sense that they aren't going to jump on board with us as a team until then.
Okay.
So we do have a couple of months before that to figure this out. And they will actually help and guide us through a new, pardon me?
You want your committee ready
Yes,
by
So-
April, by the time
so
you're ready.
By April,
February,
yes, but it doesn't have to be by next month.
No, no, no.
so
That's all I know.
February, we figure out who from the board and who from the library are on the team.
And then. you
And
open it
then
to
at
the
that point, then you say, here's who's on the team, we're looking for community members, and at that point too, we can decide how many
Yes.
community members are gonna be asked to be on there as well.
And Kelly will be with us at that meeting as well. So then we'll have Kelly and Donna and Jane who did this
Done this.
before. So we'll have the wisdom of the group at that time to lead forward. Because
That's a
I have
separate
never been a
premise.
part of this.
Yeah, it'll be a
Process.
separate
Separate
meeting
premise.
Mhm.
that bring all the information to you.
Correct,
Gotcha.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah, so my follow-up work is to bring it to the staff at a staff meeting to see who is on board for strategic planning committee
Sounds great.
Yes,
before our February meeting.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
yes. And do they formally have to be present? Or can you just bring their
Names?
interest forward?
I think I can just bring their interest,
Yes, I would think that that would.
because it's not at an
probably-
official
No,
meeting. of
No, it's
Stratford.
not, and it's outside of their working hours.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
That would be, that all is in your park to figure out how all that works logistically.
Perfect. And how many staff members did you have before?
Do you remember?
I don't know. Could be
Again.
about 3, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Kelly will have
Have to
all of
look
that.
it
She's
all
probably got a file.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I would say if you
Okay.
have 4 board members and then have you and Kelly and then.
Another staff member.
additional, I would say 2
Okay.
staff members would make sense.
Sure.
and then I think that subsequently those people would meet, I'm assuming, as a group, as a committee, and then within that committee, they would determine who is going to chair it and take minutes and whatever.
Because I think the library staff did a lot of putting the survey together. I mean, we
Yeah.
discussed it, but the staff itself did
Did it.
did that.
of great thoughts. Lots of unknowns. Lots of
That's how we go through the world.
exciting momentum. Yes. All right, so Sarah, where are we with this?
Okay, so we've done the amendment to say that you're going to postpone this and just to vote that you're not going to appoint any additional members at this committee.
Okay,
Is that correct?
correct. That is correct.
Okay, so if you wanted just to vote that you're not doing any additional members at this committee.
Okay, so can we vote on that? All in favor? Okay, carried. All right. Yes, so D2, the strategic plan extension. This was mentioned at our last meeting. So the motion is that the Renfrew Public Library Board extend the current strategic plan ending December 2024 until the new 2025 strategic plan is finalized. So could we have a motion? You have there, and Donna, thank you, thank you. All right, so anybody want to talk about that? We kind of did at our last meeting, but if it,
No, we had talked about this in November.
we did, we
Does
talked about it
continue
a
on?
few times, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you did see, I'm sure everyone in the note from Stephen that he strongly recommended, we actually did it with a formal motion. Okay, all right, so all in favor? Okay, thanks, everybody. All right. Just wondering if there's anything else. I don't see other on here, but is this where that would come in? Is there anything else anybody thinks we need to put
I just
forward next time?
noticed in that letter that he sent, he said something about having the community survey done before we actually meet. I think does he mean just us have the survey ready so that when we're
I think it's having the
the
information.
information, yeah.
I can clarify that with him, but where did you see that, Jane?
In his letter.
Yeah, and put it on the spot.
Look at it again, somewhere in there.
We can reasonably have that complete by April.
Yeah, by April,
Yeah.
It's a
for
survey
sure.
complete, but not actually.
It was
given
out.
He said it's
Oh.
recommended, it's was
Am I
number
understanding that correct?
3 in his highlights and specifics.
Yes, I can, yes, I see that.
Yeah.
Yes, and when I spoke to him, that was prior to our meeting with our consultant that we've been assigned. And, right?
But either way, we can,
Anyway, he
we
Yeah, we're
can,
good.
like, we can put together a survey and get it out to the community in early March. And just see how many results we
but
receive
does he
before
want
April.
just the survey or does he want
The
community?
results.
Or,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
no, I thought maybe he just wanted
Actually,
us to have the actual survey ready to go out to the, I don't know.
Mostly I'm reading it the other way.
Yeah,
It's
me
just what
too.
you want us to focus on. So what big topics are important to you? It's
Yeah.
not like
'Cause he-
delving deep, but just what should the library look at?
focus,
On.
Yes, because he says we can help you prepare for delivery and collection ideas before the strategic planning project starts. So I don't think he wants anything done ahead of time.
Okay.
I
We're
think-
coming to him with, here's what we're thinking, what do you think at that point?
Yes, and he also needs our input as to what we're looking for and what our goals are before they can even put a template together to help us.
Yeah.
So this is just
So-
what, do you want the question?
I think it's just
Wording, yeah.
possibly the wording.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then
Yeah.
upward filter. Okay.
yeah, because we don't want to be doing anything till we have them consult with us.
Okay.
All right,
Other business or
and
additional items?
yes, I know, okay, so Haley wanted, so how do we, it's not on the agenda, Sarah, but other items?
If you'd like to talk about something else, then we can do a vote to suspend the rules and add something to it.
Okay, so
If there's an
Haley, what,
additional.
It doesn't need to be a discussion for this time, like it could be next
it
time.
can be, yeah,
Discussion.
it can be a topic presented and discussed next time?
We can do that as well as do it as an upcoming items for the next board
Okay,
meeting. We
let's-
can-
That's kind of what I was. gonna
Let's do that.
propose anyway.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
let's
fine.
do that.
So I just wanted to propose adding discussion about creating a board member onboarding handbook.
Okay.
So it would have things like the library's mission, vision, strategic goals, so like that strategic plan when it's completed, government's policies, trustee responsibilities, meeting protocols and expectations, financial oversight, budget processing, and then a general overview of how our library actually works, like
Yeah.
chain of commands and all that
definitely.
kind of stuff.
Like, I think,
Great idea for next
yeah.
meeting. Mhm.
oh, I don't know if it'll be created
No,
next
no,
meeting, but
I'm
it'll be
happy
in-
I'm happy to make a draft of like
what you
wouldn't
needed.
it be in there, and
Yeah.
then that way next meeting we can have a conversation about if there's anything additional, because then that can go to.
I can get on the internet, but I believe most of that is on the website.
In the-
under
Yeah, it's just
the-
nice when you have something.
Like you have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, because you're talking
Because I
about
asked for stuff,
a
and like,
newcomer.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
think
right.
about it,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Even
I think when we
Tracy
started,
knew
we did have a newcomer package. It
Oh,
was, cut to the chase and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a bunch of other
some
things.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to
But
have
some other
things.
Yeah, yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
Not even the physical, even if it's
No.
digital, that's fine too,
But I
but
think
just
I was
something.
given one.
So was I.
So
Well,
I
I
can
was-
just look
I
and
was-
see if
Yeah,
it's
if there's
there.
something already there,
Yeah.
then maybe it's just a
That'd
matter of
be
updating a document, but I can.
But I
pass
like
this
the way you
around.
worded it, Haley. You'd like to propose
Yeah.
adding a discussion for
Yeah.
next meeting
Yeah.
about. on
I
this
think
topic.
it's sorry to jump in. It's hard to jump in when you're on Zoom, but I think it's a great idea. I most certainly was not given anything like that at all. So I think that's a really fantastic idea.
Yeah,
Perfect.
great,
Okay,
super.
so that's next
yeah.
board meeting.
Added for discussion for next board meeting. So that's okay to,
I've made note of that, yep. We'll add it
Okay.
to the next agenda.
excellent. Thank you, Sarah. All right, so that's under upcoming items for next board meeting. All right, perfect. Okay, so do I have to have a motion just to discuss the date for our next one, or do we just agree?
We
that-
do have it set up as a motion.
Yes, it is
on
here.
right now,
Yeah.
so.
All right, okay. So I need to put this out for a motion that the next meeting of the Renfrew Public Library Board will be on Monday, February 24th at 5 p.m. Could I have a first, please?
We've never done that before, I don't think.
Heather and Jane. And is that okay with everybody? Can we vote on that? Or is there a conversation that needs to
We've
happen?
always just had the.
We've always
Yeah,
just
we
said
picked
it,
a date.
I
We
think
picked a date.
Part of it is because normally it'd be the 17th.
It's being changed,
But
so it's
it's
not
not
the
a
typical.
change.
Yeah.
Ah,
Because
okay.
it's not,
Ah,
it's family day.
right.
All motion.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, that makes more sense.
So I have here that Heather moved it and Jane seconded it.
Sounds great.
And we're voting to say that we're moving it from the traditional third week, which is the 17th, to the 24th.
And because it's family day. Could we put that in as well, Sarah, please? That the 17th is family day? The reason we're moving?
I can make that as a note in the minutes.
Okay,
for-
perfect.
For sure.
Perfect, okay.
Yep.
So our meeting is adjourned.
I think you guys need to
All in
vote on it.
favor?
Do we have to vote on it? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Thanks, Lauren.
Now you can say that.
Thank you. Okay, now we can say,
Yes.
meeting is adjourned. Great.
Hi, Lauren.
Thanks, Tracy. That
Good
was
to see you,
great.
Lauren.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to try to come in person again in the spring, but just right now it is so dark and it's so cold.
It's
Kids are
okay.
downstairs. So
Blame you.
anyways, I'll be back shortly. Okay.
We feel like you're here. Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Aye.
Technical errors.
Doesn't want to cooperate today.
Excuse me.
24.
Apologies, it's frozen.